Yep. All right. Best brunch spot in Delaware.
Ooh,
Go.
man.
Before we talk housing.
I think, at least for Dover, I would say Gray Fox.
Gray Fox. That's right next door.
Yeah.
What about you? You're more down south.
We had a really good brunch at Fondue in Milford.
That was good.
Their first brunch was for Valentine's Day, and now they're doing one monthly. They just did it again for St. Patrick's Day.
That was really good.
Really, really good.
And the same owners as Easy Speak, and they have the alcoholers, so
Yeah.
I have to imagine they put together a pretty good brunch. I was gonna say Easy Speak, honestly, but now I kind of feel like I'm cheating if I do that because it's the same people. I'm gonna go down south. I'm gonna say Purple Parrot.
Ooh.
I really like the Purple Parrot.
I had no idea they did brunch.
Oh my gosh, it's
Really?
so good.
I heard their burgers are really good there. I've never had their food there. I've only went there for
I don't know
drinks.
if I've
Yeah,
been there
same.
for lunch. I've been there for drinks.
I've been
and
there
I've been
for
there for
drag
brunch.
Okay.
I haven't been there for a drag
I heard
show.
Starboard
would
is
go.
really good for brunch too.
Starboard has the greatest
I've never
chicken
been there.
tenders you've ever placed in your mouth. Those things are incredible.
I heard that about Rail House too, their chicken tenders.
What?
Yeah.
No.
We had them at
We
their
had 'em at our
happy hour.
No.
Did you
sorry.
have any?
I love Rail House. I'm all for it. And Donnie, Kim, if you're listening to this, love you, Steven. Starboard's chicken tenders are crazy.
Wow.
They're so
I'm going to have
good.
to try them out now.
They're
That's interesting.
They're like homemade and hand breaded. They got this honey mustard that's handmade. And you can get
sounds
a
good.
trash can too. Chicken tenders, it's a drink. Now okay.
I'm aware. I mean, you'll probably need a trash can the way you're drinking at Starboard. Bless.
I'm not a
place.
huge fan of Starboard.
It's packed. It's so packed.
Packed all the time.
And now they just had their opening weekend this weekend.
Oh, wait, how long were they closed for?
Hell if I know.
I'm about to say, I felt like
Their opening weekend is St. Patty's Day weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I guess I'm dumb. Is that their opening, we're outdoors again weekend? Because I feel like they're never closed. Or are they closed during the off season?
I feel like they're closed during the off season.
Man, okay, that makes sense. No one's there during the
know
winter,
that.
do we?
Yeah.
I feel like people would drive down to eat there during the winter. No?
I mean, they have all those other tying restaurants.
True. They are creating their little Dewey monopoly.
They are.
Speaking of Dewey is super expensive. We can start there. Well, we can work our way out. Let's talk about how expensive housing is. That's a good opening
Shoot.
topic that everyone can kind of agree on.
Yeah, I feel like last year when we were looking at houses, specifically in Kent County, our average was $330, and I feel like that average is creeping up to closer to $350 right now. Mm-hmm. I'm just having the hardest time finding anything that's appropriate, that has all the check boxes for a first-time home buyer. That they're just slowly creeping up, which is crazy because the interest rate is still around the same as where it was last year.
Yeah, and price point aside, my first time home buyer clients are being presented with $2,500 mortgage payments.
Yeah.
Which is insane. If
Disgusting.
you're just trying to buy a house for the first time.
Is that fair?
No.
But what? I guess we gotta set the barometer. What's fair? Who determines fair?
Yeah.
It isn't fair though.
It's not fair. I wouldn't even want to spend a mortgage
Yeah, I
at
don't
20.
want to spend that.
No.
Well, especially if it's your first house.
Yeah.
That's
You're
not fair.
I feel like you would be house broke just to get into the house, at least for me.
Right, how do you buy furniture? How do you buy
Kids
groceries
going,
after you get into the house?
The extra expenses of going, if you have children and you want to put them in sports or dance.
Childcare
and
is incredibly
all of that.
expensive these days.
Yeah.
And that's something that a mortgage officer isn't even going to look at.
No.
If when we got our house in Milford, we bought our home, we sold our home and bought another one September 2020.
Okay.
Great timing.
Great timing.
Lucky timing. Paid $26K over asking to get it, and the realtor at the time told me I was an idiot. I have equity in the house, so it's okay.
Yeah.
When I bought that house, though, and I had to go get my mortgage, one thing that lender, and I'm pretty sure the lender to this day wouldn't consider, is the fact that year, starting just that next month, I was starting childcare costs. And that went crazy on my debt to income.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, I bought when I did.
Right.
And I didn't have a $2,500. But I couldn't imagine someone's similar scenario that now is just all right,
Yeah.
can't afford this house anymore. Got to let my kid be educated.
Yeah.
What are we where are we seeing as a light at the end of the tunnel, or the light that's currently in the tunnel in this market? That's where I'm curious.
That's a good one.
The DSHA programs are helping tremendously.
DSHA is a good light. That's a great point.
They're being very nice.
Let's talk about DSHA, Delaware State Housing Authority.
Yep. So when it comes to DSHA, I mean, you're getting a better rate at the end of the day because you're getting a 5.75. They do have income limits. So you just have to make sure you're within those limits per county. But they're helping in the sense of giving 10 to 12 grand in assistance, whether it's towards your closing costs or your down deposit or just whatever you want. It's just kind of free money in a sense.
And the income limits
it's never
are
free,
in the low
but
hundreds, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a super low number.
I think the Kent County, I believe it's 140.
I know we have a piece of paper somewhere in the office
We
that
do
says what the
somewhere.
actual number is, but it's a decent number on that income.
Yeah.
limit, a very decent number. Can we talk about the differences between who gets a 10,000, who gets a 12,000?
Isn't it? There's 3 separate programs.
Yeah.
And so I know we have the Delaware Diamonds, and then we also have a Home Sweet Home program. There's one in the middle. I'm blanking on that
Well,
one.
the third one's the one that's always offered. It's like 3% towards, but it comes with a higher interest rate typically. That's the
okay.
standard, always there. The other two you're referencing are the 10,000 and the 12,000.
Right.
Because you get that 5.75% interest rate, and that's great monthly. But a lot of people don't have the funds to put down. Get Cannoli, our loft dog, in here just moseying around. Hi, bud. No, you can't jump up here, man.
You said his name. So.
I did. Yeah. He didn't hear anything else. Cannoli.
No.
I see that, and I kind of got off track there.
In the sense of 10 to 12 grand or grand
Yeah,
programs that are out there, income limits. Oh, wait. What did we start off with?
Well, what I'm saying is that's a good light. That's a
Yeah.
great light currently in the tunnel. What are lights that are at the end of the tunnel that maybe someone listening to this that isn't ready to buy right now, someone's not ready to buy in 2024, they've just cut that out. We're waiting to see who the next president's going to be.
Yeah.
We're waiting to see what I'm going to do with my career. What's inflation about to do? What are some of the lights they should be looking at?
They keep saying that interest rates are going to come down still this year, even by just a little bit. I think even if we got to just back into the 6s, like even a 5.9, like things would go nuts.
Yeah.
It would unlock a lot of opportunity for a lot of different people.
I agree.
Because 7% for a first-time home buyer or like even a first-time seller that's trying to upgrade,
Yeah.
you can't really upgrade. Like you can buy the same house you're already in, maybe
Right.
in a different place if you have to move,
Absolutely.
but it's not a lateral move anymore.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not a benefit to do it anymore.
No. So the only advantage to that, like it'll unlock inventory,
Yeah.
which hopefully
Would unlock the buyers. But then with that, you would have the competition as well. So the people who need that help, that are struggling, that need that seller's assistance.
yeah, I guess hopefully, I mean, we would want it to make enough sellers comfortable enough to sell,
Right.
to kind of meet it and not
That's fair.
explode.
So is there like a no man's land where we get sellers to sell, like, because that's a great conversation point. I feel we could play around with the hypotheticals all day.
Yeah.
Of if interest rates drop, there's been this conversation, really I feel close to a year now, of if interest rates did drop, would it be the best thing for first-time home buyers? On the surface, it seems obvious, yes,
Right.
because monthly payments go down.
Correct.
But when you dive deeper into it, every layer you pull back, you kind of start realizing it wouldn't be beneficial.
Yeah.
Because the argument is interest rates go down, and now these homeowners who've had this 2%, 3%, 4% rate that have just been waiting. They don't need to sell. They don't even want to sell. But if they did, it would be a stupid move financially because interest rates are too high. So do interest rates drop to a point where we unlock so many home sellers that it tramples the first-time home buyers that don't have equity, that also, peeling another layer back, they're now fighting against homeowners that are, I could just hear Cannoli like literally eating something under the table, and it's hilarious. They're now competing with other people that are now going to drive competition into the market. It's going to lead to over-asking offers
Yeah.
again if interest rates drop. It's going to lead to let's not get a home inspection again. And that, to me, is not a benefit to a first-time home buyer.
Not at all.
because their market, I want to suggest that inspection every time, all the time.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason they shouldn't be able to walk into a home, get a $1,500 payment, and, you know, get inspections to walk into a property they can safely call their own. Mm-hmm. And that's a tougher thing to do today. Where are the options, though? Let's talk about where in Delaware right now are the best opportunities, though those opportunities may not seem as fruitful as maybe they were 2-3 years ago. Where are the opportunities right now? I'll start. I love Milford.
Yeah. I think Lower Kent and like the upper of Sussex County, like if you're looking at Laurel, Bridgeville, Seaford, like that area, and then Harrington, Felton,
Laurel,
Milford.
so like rural southwest Delaware too?
There's occasionally, you'll get some down there. Because I have a client that's looking at a few in Laurel.
Laurel's trying really hard to build up their homeowners and their like town.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
It
infrastructure is
hasn't
important.
been a desirable place to live for a while. But I love the town of Laurel. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up right in Sharptown, so we were always, like,
Yeah.
5 minutes away. And it's, like, I remember being little and, like, walking around with my grandma, and it was a completely different place. And now it's, like, my grandma probably wouldn't walk around there.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things, like, even like Camden, you know, Viola, the Little Magnolia, stuff like that.
I like a Magnolia.
I do like Magnolia.
Well, they're running out of space.
They are.
And that's a good thing for price points.
Yeah.
They just don't really, and it's kind of their calling card at this point. They don't really have anything
Out there.
to do
No.
at all. It's
Have,
just
like the
homes.
Magnolia restaurant, and that's
It's
about it.
just homes.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But it's a good location for
Just
that.
to start, build that equity and get it up. And then if you can grow in 5-10 years, then go for it.
Especially if you're military.
Yes.
Especially if you're military, because that keeps you close to, as they say in the military, the flagpole. Because like you're near where you work, but you're not like super close to where you work. Going back into Delaware, what's your favorite part about Delaware? If someone's listening to this right now and they're thinking, I don't even know if Delaware is a spot I want to go to, why is Delaware the spot that you want to raise your family and stay in?
You're like, I don't even live in Delaware.
No, but I like how central we are to everything. Like, I like that we could go drive up to Wilmington, catch a train, and be in New York in 2 hours. Like, that, to me, is amazing.
The central location.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like the hub for everything. I had that conversation with a client last night. Like, I love Delaware in the sense that I can go to New York, I can go to Maryland, I can go to Philly for the night and still enjoy Delaware. And the fact that the taxes are so much cheaper, you know, when it comes to just sales tax as well. We don't
LLC tax.
Yeah, it's
every
great.
tax.
Everything is cheaper, and I still can go to the beach within 45 minutes. I can still go up north to Wilmington and, you know, catch a Blue Rocks, right? Isn't Blue Rocks up there? Yeah, I was going to say, hold on. Let me make sure I'm right. But just
Plug in the sports team without knowing the mascot is a heck of a move.
yeah, but it's just central, and that's the one good thing that I like.
Central in a couple ways, in my opinion, because honestly, one of the reasons I love Delaware is because it's centrally located. Like you mentioned, the best parts of like you can be 45 minutes from the beaches and also 45 minutes from a trip to New York.
Yeah.
Like,
Awesome.
yeah, that's vastly different in your weekends, and you can do that
Or
if you live
2
in,
hours from D.C. by car.
Yeah, 2 hours from D.C., hour and a half from Baltimore. I also like, though, the central location just within Delaware.
Yeah.
Like, I had a conversation with a client. They're going to be moving down to the beaches. And he's been down here 29 out of the last 30 years. He talked about every year for vacation. And he said, every time we get the same house, and I tell you the same exact thing happens. We go to the beach. We have a great day. High energy. Everyone's having a fun time. We go to a restaurant. We have some drinks. And then it's no more than 3 minutes into Ocean View that I feel like I'm back in the sticks. And I love that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do want that. They want to be near the fun, near the excitement, near the fun weekends without having to be on
Right
top
on
of it, in the traffic, in the high price points.
I do love that.
Delaware offers that.
I live in Hartley, and it's in the middle of nowhere, but I'm still 10, 15 minutes from downtown Dover.
Yeah, you're 5 minutes from a Walmart, or 10 minutes from a Walmart. So
Yep.
that's important stuff, but also not having to be on top of the Walmart.
Right. And still getting the price point of being in the sticks. Not spending, like you said, $1 million to get like in
You
downtown
didn't spend
city.
$1 million getting the Hartley?
I didn't. Shocking, right? I know. I feel like Hartley, you either get like the Amish built, stick built homes, or you get like the mansions. Like,
Where are you seeing the mansions?
so if you go off of like Pearson's Corner, there's like a good 800, 850, 900,000 homes. And then you have like Wild Quail.
$900,000 homes, right?
Correct.
Not 900,000 homes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I was about to say,
yeah, you
I'm missing
never
a
know.
large amount of inventory. Hartley.
Everyone moved to Hartley
What's the-
immediately.
Immediately, right now.
I can't remember the name of their area in Black Panther where it was like it's just this jungle and then all of a sudden utopia. That's Hartley.
Yes. I mean, hey, you got Wild Quail that's continuing
Passed
to build.
a couple double wides, like whoa, 900,000 homes.
It really
Where
do
they
feel
all
like
been?
It really does look like that. You get the
doesn't.
manufacturer. You get the double wides, and then like there's a huge home right next.
The only place I've seen in Delaware where it's like oh, is like down at the beaches. You
Yeah.
go from 6 to
Oh, yeah.
And have you ever driven specifically beaches? You ever been to Broadkill?
Yes.
Broadkill Beach, farm, rural,
Yeah.
no service. Where am I? Someone gonna kill me? And I was like, whoa, 4-story beach homes. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked favorite thing in Delaware. What's been for you working with clients moving into Delaware? And Sarah, you're on the transaction side, so you're dealing with at least a touch of a lot of clients. What's been like the biggest, not surprise, but like I wanted to come to Delaware. I knew why I wanted to come to Delaware, but I didn't know this, and this makes me want to stay here even more.
Ooh.
Like a little hidden gem they found while here. I'll say a lot of my clients bring up the food. A lot of my clients have brought
Yeah.
up, Jersey clients have brought up the pizza, East Coasters bringing up, the chowders and the bars and grills and, the different things you can do around the bays and these fun spots that they just overall didn't know about until they got here and now enjoy.
I have gotten the food one a few times, which is shocking to me. I would have never thought that Delaware food is like amazing.
But it is.
It is.
It's
I guess
a
you
lot of
don't think
variety.
about it
There's
because
a lot of variety.
yeah, born and raised here, like we immediately think of like California or Texas. Like you think of these big city foods. So when people come here and they're like, "Oh my gosh, your food's amazing."
And you think about like a place like Philly, where
Yeah.
obviously it's more dense
Yeah.
with restaurants and dining food. But if you talk about Delaware in comparison like a Philly and why it may be different is if you thought about, hey, I'm gonna go eat today 20 miles north of Philly, you're like, that's a whole trip.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole voyage. Whereas if I were to say I'm gonna go eat 20 miles north of where I'm at now, it's a 25-minute ride and a legitimate dinner date.
Yeah.
So where Delaware is that, I feel we have a larger radius we can hit.
Yeah.
You can even get into Maryland and all that because you live down in the Salisbury area, which has tons of opportunities.
Tons.
We have really good restaurants. Like I am a big fan of.
I just want to move.
Salisbury restaurants.
Sarah and I go to brunch constantly, and we'll go to Salisbury, and it's like a girls' day trip. It's quick and easy to get there, and we'll go and like they have good wineries and all the food and
Is
all the
Salisbury a
things.
good day trip? Good wine?
Yeah.
For sure.
Golf?
Yeah.
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 What's
golf.
what's the do you know the name of a course in
Nutters
Salisbury?
Crossing.
Gutters Crossing?
Nutters Crossing.
Nutters Crossing,
Yeah.
even better. Because at first I thought Gutters Crossing was a terrible name, and then you said one that might be a little better.
Nuttier.
Yeah. A little nuttier.
It's designed for Mark specifically.
It's designed for Mark
Nuts.
Perinunzio. Yeah. Perfect.
Ah.
Yeah, his name Perinunzio. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on YouTube. So let's continue on. We're on the food sector of things. Is there a county you specifically say this is where the best food's at?
Personally, I don't go up there often, but I've heard a lot in the sense of Newcastle, Wilmington area.
Yeah, same. They have like more of like an upscale, I feel, dining experience. if that's what you're
Bardea, the
looking for.
Coin,
Yeah.
Hamilton. Yeah.
But like the southern, like the beaches, obviously it's more casual dining, but the food is delicious.
So
yeah,
good.
That's exactly. It's casual, but it's still high class.
Yeah.
It's still very, very good. Because the best sushi I'm getting is down at the beaches.
Yes.
Yeah. Cultured pearl.
Cultured pearl.
What's the other one?
The cultured pearl is like the big one. The other one is the shark. Geez, not Starboard. I'm losing my mind. I know exactly what it is, and I want it. Big fish. Nope.
Nope.
Can't remember.
I know it is a
Yep.
fish.
Nope, it's a fish. Can't remember. People are
Stingray.
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 Yeah. It's not a shark. It started with an S. It's the thing that killed Steve Irwin. Screw that thing.
Stingray's
But not
really
their
good.
sushi. It's really good. And we had the bartender for there on this. So Cannoli's now licking my hand. Cannoli's, have you given him any attention over the weekend? It's just clearly he looks attention deprived.
Yeah, he's
Gets no
really
love.
Desperate.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't get any attention ever.
No treats, no cuddle, no, none of that. All right, so let's get more specific. Best food you've had in Delaware, just the best meal. We'll go broad, and then I want specific down, because this is the topic of the show right now. We're talking food and things to do in Delaware.
Our harvest when we went after Loft Takeover Day, like 2 years ago.
That was
Bethany
really
Beach?
good.
Is that due?
It's Fenwick Island.
Fenwick Island.
Yeah.
Fenwick Island. Yep.
That
A
was
hidden
an
gem in the
amazing
retirement world, by the way, Fenwick
Yes.
Island.
Yeah.
No one
Yes.
thinks about Fenwick Island, but that's like a baby Ocean City.
Yeah.
It's
It
really
is
cool.
baby Ocean City.
Yeah, and it's right before it. So our harvest, and that's like kind of it's a little bit more expensive, but it's like a group eat type.
Yeah, it's like family style. So
That's what I
like
remembered.
you order an entree and like appetizers, and then it covers the whole table.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
drinks are really good in there too. Best meal.
Man, that's so hard.
It is.
And
It's
it's
pretty
not,
broad.
It's broad, but I
Yeah.
don't go out like that. So for me personally, I really like Roma in Dover.
Ooh, Roma
Roma's-
Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to specify. There's
Yes,
a few
not
different Romas. The pizza spot, though's really good.
I haven't had it, so I can't say.
You got okay. So
Because if I'm getting
both
pizza,
are good.
if I'm getting pizza, I'm getting Franco's.
That's fair. We can get into the pizza debate because I'm picking Palacinos in Kent County, but Franco's is good. Really, that would be your best meal though? Best meal in Delaware is
And
Roma.
see, I don't
what are you
really-
getting specifically at Roma?
Ooh, they have these like lobster raviolis.
With the vodka sauce? Yes, ma'am, they do. That vodka
They're
sauce,
so good.
so good. They just need to give you more.
They do.
And if you're saying they need to give you more, I know they need to give you more. You don't.
If I get an appetizer, I'm done. Like I'm tapped out. But if I
tapped out's crazy, Sarah. They give
There's
you four
four.
raviolis.
they're big raviolis.
Tapped out for four raviolis is a crazy thing to say.
I can eat an appetizer and fill up. So
What's your appetizer there? Because I haven't gotten an app that I really like,
I
other
think
than the
calamari.
Ooh, you're too fancy for me. I do the
Oh, I'm
caprese.
so sorry.
Well, I do the caprese salad, just cheese, tomato, throw some oil on it.
Because that's not fancy.
It's literally just
so pretty.
sliced cheese, sliced tomato, oil, all done. There's nothing fancy about that at all. Calamari, you're eating octopus, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
that's-
job.
Okay.
One of Tony Soprano's
the little,
favorites.
the little good job wasn't necessary. Best Mexican food in Delaware. Actually, I'm gonna switch it up. Think about that. Favorite date night in Delaware.
Oh.
Let's talk more things to do, but merge in the food.
Well, now that Real House is here, that's going to probably be my go-to.
Rail House
Yeah.
as a date night.
But I'm
Must we
very
switch over to TikTok on the live?
I'm not one that like does a fine dining, so I can't speak on that because we are, we like to go out on a budget because we have kids and a mortgage that's expensive. But I do like the casual feel of date nights. So
Sorry, I went live on TikTok and you see what's going on here? It did the green screen effect on live.
Oh.
I didn't even know you could do that.
that's weird.
Oh, I have seen people do that because they'll put like the screen behind them, and that actually makes complete sense. I'm gonna do that later.
I did it again.
I want
Date
something
night.
that's fun. Like I want to play.
You know where I haven't been, but I'm gonna shout out as like a really cool spot just because from so many clips and people go is the Go Ape.
Yeah.
In the Smyrna Townsend area, that would be a really, really fun date night. And honestly, I don't know why I haven't been.
You've never been?
No,
Oh, it's so good.
you been there?
Twice.
Then
Love it.
Tell me how good it is.
It is. I like the fact that. So I've done other zip lining. If people don't know what Go Ape is, that's the zip lining. Is that what you're talking about? You're talking about the zip lining?
Yeah, it's like up in the trees and
Yeah.
there's different obstacles.
So there's
and-
so many
is it
obstacles.
Just zip lining?
No, there's
Okay.
obstacles as well, which
You were
is
gonna
why
disappoint
I
me.
like. No.
Okay.
So I've zip lined in like Mexico before, and it's literally you just climb and then you zip line. There's nothing.
Thank you.
So Go
Zip lining
Ape.
is so low key boring.
It's dumb. I'm sorry.
It's so low key boring. Thank you. Keep going.
Look
But-
around.
Just look. I want to
is
go.
great.
If we're here for the views, let me stay up here. Don't send me down.
It's so dumb. But Go Ape is fun because they have all these obstacles and these like courses that you do, and then there's like a net that you can jump onto. Like it brings you,
jump?
so you go really high, and then you jump, and it like kind of lets you fall a little bit, just a little bit.
I'm attached to
You're
something,
attached.
right?
You're
Okay,
attached.
got it.
But you have
And
to
I'm
jump
Go Ape
into like
that
this.
much. Yeah.
But you have to jump onto this rope. But that part is like gut wrenching. But then there's also ziplining, and you zipline through the river that they have. So it's really gorgeous.
Okay.
Especially if you go during like the fall when the leaves are changing colors. Super pretty.
Is it good? Sean's nodding his head behind like, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm shouting it out, but at the same time, I'm a little reserved because I hadn't been there. Ziplining is a great date. That's fun, but also...
Terrifying.
No!
Oh, okay.
I guess it could in the right scenario.
That
If you ziplined like over that.
The
Like,
only-
that would be pretty,
Yeah.
That would be pretty. I don't know if the middle camera's even on, but...
I think what scared me was like going through the river part and then
Yeah.
that little drop right before you grab that rope because you're kind of free falling for a split second.
Free falling.
Yeah.
Just
like that.
If I keep going, it's going to be a copyright infringement. I can't do that. It sounds too much like the original.
Date night.
Date night? That one.
Delaware.
Just all of Delaware. The whole thing.
K-pot.
K-pop was fun.
Yeah, K-pot was really fun.
Good.
I'm not saying that the food was like amazing, but it was a good experience.
Yeah, it's fun to do. It's something like it's one of those dates where you can't like be on your phone.
Yeah.
Because you're immersed in the activity.
right.
So that part's fun.
Yeah.
I
And
would.
the ramen is good.
Ramen was good.
Yeah, it was a good experience. It's different than a
Experience.
normal restaurant for sure. Speaking of experience, we don't have this. I think you brought up a great point. I think there should be more restaurants, and I've been to 2 that have done this, both out of state, that they take your phone at the beginning. And they don't take it to keep it. They take it and they put it in this little lockable sack. To where if you need to get it, you can go up to a bartender, talk to your waiter, and they can unlock it in a split for you. Like if there's an emergency, you got it. But I love it. Hour, 2 hours, nobody in the restaurant, nobody at the ordeal is on their phone. There's a different energy.
Right.
You hear the buzz of people talking a little bit more. I don't know. It's a little uncomfy for 15, 20 minutes, but then I think that's just because everyone's habits are just all like,
Yeah.
But I want
We're
that.
all like Pavloved to our phones.
We are. We don't have to talk about this because we can talk about this all the time. Yeah, I've been working on that habit. I'm going to say date night. Again, I shouted out a Go Ape. I'm also just going to shout out a drive. There's a lot of fun little drives you can do. My wife and I used to play this little game, the penny game. It's like you flip a coin every time you come up to a turn. If it goes heads, you go right.
I
left,
kinda
you go-
like
and
that.
You do it like 7, 8 times, and wherever you end up, you try to find a date night out of it.
I love that.
Yeah, and there's you end up in cool spots, and it also with the driving through Delaware, I think it also puts in perspective when people say, "Oh, we're too full, go away." "Oh, nobody come to Delaware, we're full, get out of here." If you drive through Delaware, you realize how not full we
Yeah,
are.
not at
There's
all.
so much
We
space.
have room.
So much room. Now, should we stop building right next to Route 1? Yeah. Maybe we should stop building right at the beaches.
Yeah.
But there's so much space in Sussex County. It's beautiful drives. You can go for 20, 30 minutes just going through the woods. I really like that. Like a little side swipe of a question. Let's go from date night to like just location. Fun spot to go to. You just enjoy being here in Delaware. I'll reverse. I'll serpentine it. How do I feel about all of Sussex County? I kind of just said that. But yeah. Not Kitsamick. Port Mahon.
I haven't been there.
It's in a little creek if you're from Delaware, just behind the Dover Air Force Base, and it is a pier that you can go out on that's literally like 100 feet long. That just you're over the ocean.
Oh, you know what? I think I did as a kid.
It's in a bay area.
Yeah.
And it's really well kept. It is not a beach. It's not sandy. It's rocky, big boulders, big rocks, but it's really well kept. It's really clean. It's a nature preserve.
Right.
Beautiful area to go out there and chill.
I think for me it would be Cape and Lopin.
Another beautiful area.
Because same situation, like very upkept. And it's kid friendly, it's pet friendly. You can do
I
all.
think that's because they're state parks that they better funding.
I
for
would
it?
hope so. I mean, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
I'd hope so.
Like, well, I mean, in all honesty, like, what beach isn't upkept? I feel like a lot of ours are
We do have great beaches.
We have good
we don't-
beaches.
Coming from Ocean City, like that's all I went to growing up. I had never seen Rehoboth until I was an adult. So just the cleanliness alone and the environment, like the Ocean City advertises themselves as like a family resort town, but over the years it's become not that. And Rehoboth still has.
They
those
tried with
qualities.
their little rebranding effort.
They really tried
The
with that
little OC.
stupid
Look
little
at the little
smiley
cute
face.
little smiley face.
Oh, yeah.
We're such a family
I
town.
loved I loved the original logo so much. It was like the OC with the wave, and now it's a smiley
Smiley
face.
face?
I don't understand.
Really.
I just we can talk again. Another whole topic
Branding.
about
I
Ocean City's
think-
branding. Yeah,
yeah.
They
I
turned
think
themselves
Cape-
into a college town.
Is really good in the sense of just a casual. There's so much in the sense of the beach. The shack is cute.
The snack shack.
I
yeah.
love it.
It's not a boardwalk, but it's a nice.
No,
snack
it's
shack.
it's a content if you want to be at the beach all day and still ride your bikes.
Yes.
With the
Bike
family.
trails,
Love all of that.
dunes. Yeah. The dunes there are humongous if
Yeah.
you walk down the beach to the right.
I really love Big Chill Beach Club too.
That was fun.
That's sitting right
That's
there.
super fun.
It's literally a perfect spot.
That is a perfect
Right next
spot.
to the Indian
So
River outlet,
convenient.
right?
Yep.
That
Right on
one's
that bridge.
super cool. Right next to the bridge.
And it's
yep.
gorgeous too, especially when the sun's setting and you can just have dinner and be able to watch the sunset and still by the beach.
I haven't been there for the
gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Oh yeah, you could watch a sunset because you got the bay view right on
Yeah.
the other side.
Yep.
That's fair.
Absolutely
You
gorgeous.
could day drink from sunrise to sunset and see both without moving.
How awesome is that?
That should be an
Delaware
event of
things.
theirs. It might be more appropriate to do the nightcap though, like watch the sunset and stay till sunrise.
That's fair.
That might be a little bit more, even though the next day everyone just don't have
Everyone will
anything
just
in
be
your calendar.
miserable.
Yeah, nobody has anything in your schedule. I started that one. You guys, what's a question you guys think we should pose around food, things to do?
Yeah, things to do. I'm trying to think of other things to do.
Because I got one more while y'all conjure up some questions. Where is the most exciting place in Delaware?
Depends on what you consider exciting.
Yeah,
Great point.
I feel like most people would probably say the NASCAR place is our
Oh,
most
who's
exciting
most
place.
people?
Well, like, okay, Sussex County would say
Yeehaw!
that's our most exciting place.
Delaware State Fair.
Oh man. But there's a spot for people, and it's exciting. It's exciting.
Like, what
It's
bigger
slower.
venue
It is.
do we have?
Well, I guess we lost Firefly. That was exciting. You're right. It's depending on what you deem exciting.
Yeah.
My golf friends are always pleasantly surprised by how awesome our golf is here. So that's exciting for me.
Yeah, I was going to say for you.
Yeah.
For me, it's kid wise. What's exciting for my kids, and I'm
Lots of events.
gonna say like Trey Sorrell and
Okay.
Camden.
Yep, mini
that's a
golf
good
spot.
one. Yeah, that's awesome.
Lots of weekend things to do. A lot of one day, Saturday events, festivals.
Yeah.
Apple Scrapple, Peach Festival, Sea Witch Festival.
Yeah.
They just had the not the Leprechaun Festival. St. Patrick's Day Festival.
Same thing. Same thing.
Thing. But it's the I guess the community is exciting when everyone's together, and that
Yeah.
does make the state fair exciting.
Yeah.
It did make Firefly exciting. I'd say the beaches.
The beaches. Yeah. That's exciting because you think like even with kids or family, you have that atmosphere, and then you have the nightlife exciting if you're into that.
Yeah, I'm getting some comments on the live that the beaches are probably the most exciting spot.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think for the wintertime, it would be like Trolley Square, like if you go up north.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If we're talking night out, here's a
Yeah.
couple there: Dewey Beach, more specifically, Main Street in Newark, Trolley Square, even getting up into like Tallyville type area.
Yeah.
Questions for y'all on things to do. Where let's keep piping this discussion forward. I love this.
So we already did things to do. We already did like favorite date night
Yeah, we can go niche here.
in the sense of, I guess like, what am I doing? So like we're real estate agents. Where am I? If I don't want to be in the office, where am I going to work? Type of thing. I like House of Coffee. Like
House
I
of-
can
like
I can
coffee
just walk
shops,
right
really big
there.
coffee
Coffee shop.
shops. Yeah.
We do. What's that one down south in Lewis? The King's.
Station on Kings.
Yeah, I haven't been there, but I've heard amazing
Beautiful
things.
spot.
really
I think it
need
was
to
like
go.
a greenhouse of some kind at some point.
Okay.
It's like a 2-story.
Wow.
It's gorgeous.
I've heard amazing things, and I'm dying to go.
Yeah, that is a spot if you want to go and have like you could even just go and have a drink, like you said, by yourself, drink coffee, bring your laptop, bring your notebook, and just enjoy the vibe of that spot.
Yeah, because I like stuff like that where I can go places, bring my laptop, still do work. So like House of Coffee right down the street is a good quick one for me. They have the outside seating, and I think they're revamping the back side of the outside seating right now.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
So they have the front seating,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
but then when you go inside that door on the left, it goes to another outside seating.
I know with Station, I know with them specifically, the seating is like their biggest issue.
Yeah.
They're always packed. Always packed. I would say the parks is a really cool place to be able to work.
Okay.
We have a lot of good parks, a lot of good places you can go on a walk, a lot of good places you can sit down on the park bench. Between that and like State Park also like includes beaches and things like that. Unique places you could spend a day either working remotely or after work, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Rail House is
That's
gonna
gonna be-
be that place for
yeah.
going forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've talked about
Yeah,
that.
the outdoor space is just
Too good.
crazy,
Too good.
and to be able to like sit there and with your computer or whatever and just kind of chill and be outside and have some vitamin D is really nice. Also, I'll say I really enjoy it when we were in Milford working at Dolce.
Dolce's a good one.
It was nice and cozy, like up in that front window.
And they've redone it recently, and so like it's gorgeous on the inside. They've done so many good updates to that, made it. I guess I don't know how to explain, but they've like darkened the colors.
They've like
and-
modernized it a
Oh
little.
yeah, it looks good in there.
Feels a bit cozier.
Definitely
a little
cozier.
More secluded.
My sister's fault also did the same thing because they bought more space.
They did get more space. Yeah.
And so I went there recently for the first time and being able to see the because I went before when they only had the one small space. So now that they've expanded, it's really cute
Plenty
in
of
there.
space to be.
Really cute in
Plenty
there.
of space.
And they're bringing their bakery side to Seaford too. I'm
Yes.
really excited about that.
I wish that they were going to have the empanadas, though. Just bakery and empanadas. You don't got to have anything else.
Yeah.
Last touches, questions that we should discuss around things to do in Delaware. Food, date nights, anything around that. I know we could talk about this for hours and hours, but is there anything
Yeah.
specifically that comes to mind that needs to be hit?
I mean, we talked about being close to everything, but like favorite day trip wise, I'm either going Philly
Yeah.
because I went for a wedding, so I haven't been like during the day like normal time, but they have something called the Please Touch Museum, and you can just go touch things.
I had someone that recently, a friend of mine, went.
Brian had a friend that got married there, and we
Married there?
Yeah, you can, and there's literally a carousel. It was the coolest wedding I've ever been to. But
You can get married in a museum?
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was really really cool, and it just had a bunch of different exhibits with like different like textured
Yeah.
things, and like that
That's
place seems
awesome.
really cool, and I think it would be a fun day trip. And then closer to me in Maryland, there's Assateague Island, and that is
Cool.
the beach with the ponies.
Ponies,
Pony.
right?
Yeah, where they're just everywhere. And it's my favorite place. It's my favorite beach.
I haven't been there.
We drive on. It's so nice.
Horses in the beach does sound like a good day trip.
Yeah.
I'll keep it in Delaware. I'll just say our beaches. I'll go to Cape Henlopen.
Yeah.
I love that as a day trip.
Cape Henlopen's my favorite. If I could get that tattooed on me somewhere, I would. I love Cape.
Cape Henlopen's your favorite?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure we could get you with the state parks division, and they might,
Thanks.
quick little $20 stipend.
yeah.
Yeah.
Slap it on there.
Free admission to the park.
Yeah, pitch in and you get free admission. I like that as a day trip because honestly, you can legitimately spend the whole day there without having to stretch at any one thing. You can start the day on the trails. You can go miles and miles and miles as slow as fast as you want, walking or biking. You have the actual beach. You have a great little shack there for lunch. You have the shower bay there, so you can take care of that. And then you're only 5 minutes away from there for a bunch of different dinner spots. So you can legitimately spend the whole entire day
Yeah.
and have a good time, have a chill time at the beaches. And of course, if you want a more maybe electric's the wrong word, but higher pace, the Rehoboth Boardwalk. The Rehoboth Boardwalk.
Electric.
the Rehoboth Boardwalk be packed sometimes.
Oh, you won't catch me there during the summer.
I'm about to
You'll
say,
catch
it
me there
gets
off
electric.
season. Yeah, you'll catch me there off season. You will not get me there in the summer.
It's a lot.
No.
I can't do that many people, and I can't do hot. So
Hot and that many people
yeah,
kills
it's
me.
too much.
Yeah, stop touching me with your sweaty shoulders. Get your sandy kid away from me. I'm gonna
So
kick
many
him.
smells. Like it's just not.
Gross.
Oh my
I think for a
goodness.
day trip for me would be Baltimore Aquarium. That's a
that's
good one.
dumb.
Did you say that's dumb?
No, I'm joking. That's a good one. That's
Bite
a good one.
you.
I love the aquarium. I feel bad for all the fish. They're stuck there.
I know.
No, I don't feel bad.
Rest
for
in
the
peace.
fish. Rest
They're
in peace.
alive.
They're alive. What are you talking about? Rest in peace.
They're there
I do
for
feel
that
bad.
one sea turtle.
Does anyone feel bad for the zoos though? When you go to a zoo,
Yeah.
I go there
So
and I'm like,
often.
man, this line shouldn't be here.
I know.
But the
Sad.
fish is usually like, this sea turtle's missing a fin, so we're helping him out. This fish is dumb, so he would have died in the wild. It's like, okay, cool, glad he's here.
I also like Sarah and I have been doing this thing where we'll take our day trips and we'll go to New York City. We'll catch a Broadway show, and that's a very fun, all day trip.
Yeah, it's a day.
It's
trip.
a day trip, but it's a day.
I don't know if I could consider New York a
Oh, I
day
love that.
trip.
Absolutely.
That one time we did do it in one day.
It was dirty.
I
We got home at like 2 o'clock in the
4
I'm
a.m.
about to say, is it a day when, first of all, you arrive back home the next day, and you probably got to take that next day off?
But we had 2 shows that day.
Yeah, we did.
We watched 2 Broadway shows that day.
So
Therefore,
so
if
it
we-
was
if you
drive
watch-
up, show, lunch, show.
Yeah, you
drive
have a
back.
show around 5 o'clock. You know, or 7.
Yeah,
Let's say 7. We
saw
have dinner.
one at 2 and one at 7.
Yep. So if you go in, have dinner around
just
5.
Get a hotel room.
No,
Oh,
live life on the edge, baby.
When we're walking out of that show, I'm only thinking about it's bedtime.
That's fair. My bedtime's 7
And you
o'clock.
have to
but
drive 3 hours home. Nope.
Some of it was on the train.
No
so it
cat
was fine.
noises. None of that. Psst, 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 none of that.
you get a Red Bull, you're fine. Come on, it's one day. You act like you're gonna do that every single day. It's
I get
one
it.
day.
You're right. It's one trip. Why not make it 2 and
I,
stay the
yeah,
night
I,
and
I
then get
do
breakfast?
prefer to just stay.
Where did we get breakfast when we had gone up with Brian and all that? Like, where did we go for breakfast? It was so good. We didn't do the diner. We did the diner the night before. So it was like breakfast food the night before and the next morning. But staying that night, I do the same thing if I'm traveling anywhere. I don't want to rush out.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
fly back that night of. Even when we do our team trips, just stay that night.
Yeah.
Clean up, relax,
Relax.
wake up, get that one good night's sleep. Because I think about that. I think about the next day after that. You're not doing anything productive.
What was that place that we went to after our takeover day? That restaurant.
That was Harvest.
No, of
Oh,
this
the last
year.
time that we went?
Oh,
This
Thompson
year.
Island.
Agave,
Thompson Island.
Yep.
That was good. Their drinks were good.
Thompson Island's so good. Thompson Island's
That was my
super,
first time there. They were good.
Yeah, the what is it? The not empanadas. Yeah, the circle ones. The egg rolls with the Salapi Joe. Yes, those were so good. So good.
Sean's like, ooh.
I got it as an app. I remember the first time I went there, it was like, you ever like, I know you guys get embarrassed. I get embarrassed a lot more than people would realize. I got the appetizer. I was like, I want to try this little weird egg roll of Sloppy Joe. That sounds right up my alley. And I came with like 4 of them. And then I ate it. And they came back to get the meal. Unable to access live.
What did we do?
I don't know what I did wrong. It said you're not live anymore. So you're done. And guy came back and said, "Great, can I get you a drink?" I was like, "Great, yeah." And I was also love another one of these. He's like, "Great, I'll bring that right over for you." Brought our drinks, brought that over. About 15 minutes later, and he's like, "All right, cool. You guys ready to eat?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a third one of these." And I remember just looking at me like, "All right."
A scene in Wolf of Wall Street, like, you're going to bring me 2 of these, and then 2 more in 15 and a half minutes.
Final touches before we get into the dastardly man of Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my goodness.
Can't even mention his name.
I love Delaware. I mean, I feel like if you're born and raised here, you're going to sit here and say you either love it or there's nothing to do. But being that I've been in other states, I love Delaware. This is going to be the ride or die. I'm staying here. I'm dying here. You get a little bit of everything. Cheaper, happier, and I don't know. Yeah, that's my take.
Delaware. Cheaper, happier. Walmart. Yeah, I don't know if we want to go
We
with
got a
that
few of
branding.
those. So.
Might have to work on the branding. We'll talk to Ocean City's people. What about you, Sarah? Closing thoughts?
No, Delaware is, like, I don't live here, but I spend the majority of my time here. You get a little bit of everything. You get to be in a community, and you get to be amongst, like, cities of people. And then you can also go and be on your own 5 acres and never have to see a human being until you feel like it.
My favorite part. My favorite part.
Delaware is the only state in the country that has more chickens than people.
Really?
I think so.
That's what I'm going to say.
I'm pretty sure. Can I Google it to finish this?
Please do, because now I'm curious.
Does Delaware have more chickens than people? It didn't say it out loud. It's a little anticlimactic. But it says there are more chickens in Delaware than people. Would you like to guess the ratio? 2 to 1? 6 to 1? 12 to 1? What do you think?
200 to 1.
All right.
No way. 200 chickens to one person?
Your guess?
I'm going to say 10 to 1.
10 to 1?
I'm going to say like 12.
12?
To 1.
It's 200 to 1.
Are you serious? Because you saw it.
Yeah, 200 chickens to every one person.
That's insane.
I will go out and say I do not see that many chickens to make me feel that. They're all in little conglomerated spots.
Yeah, don't worry that we're just overrun with chickens.
You imagine just for every one person you saw, there were just 200 chickens behind them.
You're dumped over. Oh, gosh.
That would be a lot of. Now I'm rethinking that stat.
That's a lot.
You went to the Christiana Mall, and every person just had behind them their 200 personal chickens. Every home that we ever sold.
Their own personal allotment. Just
Wow, I was about to say for every home 200. It'd be for every person in the house there's 200.
Yes.
5 person house.
there would be 800 chickens in this room right now.
All right, I need a fact checking on that. I need Snopes in Delaware immediately to find out if there's truly
Where's
two.
Purdue at? Get them on the
I
line.
believed the
Salisbury.
stat until we started saying it. Now, that sounds nuts.
that has to be a fact check.
Yeah,
Chickens.
chickens.